Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Crouch Jump Podcast. I'm Jay, and joining me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, Rob.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man?
I'm just chilling.
Just chilling. So we could go ahead and start off with some housekeeping here. Just kind of news with the channel. We've just been cranking out these podcasts so far. Trying to get these recordings done. D&D hopefully coming soon, eventually, right?
Well, yeah, hopefully. And we've had to push it back a couple times now due to life obligations.
Yeah.
We just want to get it started. I feel like once it gets started, like the D&D will start rolling. And then right now we're still recording the group videos. Honestly, I was just talking to you about this, Jaden. I want freaking Halo to come out on PC so bad because not only will it give us a new multiplayer game to play, but those custom games, man, those make some badass videos.
Yeah, they're going to be a ton of fun. Especially with like being on PC and how precise you could be with everything and Forge
the mods,
and all
the
that.
mods, dude. The stuff you're going to be able to do on the PC is going to just trounce anything you can do in the consoles.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people are going to break the custom games, man. They're going to break the editor. I can't remember what they call it. Forge. They're going to break Forge.
Yeah, Forge. Yeah, for sure.
Or fix it.
So what have you been playing lately, man?
What the heck have I been
Anything?
playing? Of course, a lot of Rocket League. I'm always playing a lot of Rocket League. Oh, I just started Bloodstain, Ritual of the Night.
That's right, yeah.
To be honest,
I remember you saying you were going to start that.
Yeah, Blasphemous is kind of disappointing to me, and I don't know if I really have the drive to continue playing it.
Damn. Yeah.
Because
I was looking forward to it, too.
It's a good game. I just don't know if it's my kind of game. I think my biggest issue is I love Metroidvania, so I was saying here that, like Dark Souls Metroidvania type game. But I think my biggest issue is the progression doesn't feel satisfying enough.
That's fair.
Yeah, because you're gaining like new abilities and stuff like that, but you always just feel like it kind of just gives you a subtle edge. Nothing that ever makes you feel like you're that much more powerful. Like when I play something like Hollow Knight, you gain some of the new abilities you get. You're just like, yeah, okay, these are chumps now. Like this makes me so much more powerful. Or they're just fun. They're just straight up like fun to play as. And some of it's not even combat related. Some of it's just movement related. You can just traverse your environment so much more easier. And Blasphemous, granted, I think I'm only like 40% in, but I haven't gotten anything that has made me, any upgrades or new stuff that's made me go, wow, like I'm this much more powerful, or anything that makes you feel, that way, I guess.
Yeah, like anything really, really significant, like a significant boon.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's all just subtle.
Yeah. Well, I have been playing more Greedfall. I've been so damn busy lately that I really haven't gotten a whole lot of time to play different things. So really, every single time I have like any time off or I have any free time, I'm just hopping on Greedfall, trying to grind that out. And then besides that, just Gears and more team fight. Just team fight all day.
Team fight.
The match is a team fight.
Get bored of it.
It's so much fun, and yeah, it's super addicting. But it just like one match is like 30 something minutes, sometimes 40, sometimes even longer.
Perfect.
So
well, I'm really interested in playing Greedfall. That's what I want to play. Is I want to play the heck out of Greedfall.
Yeah, and it's still really, really good. Still a couple hours in. Still the bugs that bother me. Like again, I keep getting these amazing weapons and they don't show up on my character. But I feel like every single side quest in the game is like super, super well written, and I never feel like I'm like just doing kind of like fetch quests, because I feel like a lot of RPGs, you slay this giant dragon, but go pick me these flowers. You know what I mean? And for Greedfall, it doesn't feel like that at all. Like every single side quest feels super, super significant. And of course, all the choices that you can make. But still glitchy and still has like those little minor issues that I'm like, damn, this could be improved a lot.
Yeah, but is it glitchy in a kind of a Mass Effect 1 kind of way? Where it's very raw feeling, but there is at the same time it felt like there is, still kind of a AAA-ish game.
Yeah, definitely. I would say if it compares to anything glitch-wise, it's not like Fallout 4, or not Fallout 4, Fallout 3. Remember when that came out on Xbox 360? Man, that game was so glitchy. It
I
was
don't. Here's
insane.
the thing: is everyone talks about how glitchy those games are, but like I never. Not saying they aren't or that I didn't experience any of those glitches, but I never like had that feeling where I never like look back on that stuff and remember the glitches. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's fair. Some of the glitches to me were like, especially when I was younger, were just so fucking hilarious. Like you'd shoot someone in the head and their entire body would just like stretch out in all kinds of directions. It was pretty funny. But let's go ahead and get into the news, man. We got 8, 9-ish significant news. Some of it could kind of be lumped together, especially at the end here. Um, so number one, Ghost Recon Breakpoint is in trouble. I don't know if you have seen any of the reviews, Rob,
I have.
but it's not looking good, man. It's
It doesn't surprise me. Actually, maybe it does a little bit because usually Ubisoft actually comes out with pretty solid titles. I mean, it's the same formula, but they're
yeah,
generally well put together. I guess you had like a couple Assassin's Creed games that kind of went south, but um, in terms of performance and bugs and stuff. But it sounds like that's what plagues this. Well, I shouldn't actually say that because I was actually reading some of the reviews and they were saying something along the lines of like it had like all these kind of like little half baked features that just like and it never kind of settles on one thing it wants to be.
yeah. So one of the big big gripes, especially on like Metacritic. If you go on Metacritic, right now it actually has at least the PS4 version here that I'm looking at has a 58, and I imagine like all of them are kind of the same. But the Metascore is 58, and then the user score is actually a 2.6. With the user reviews like in the negative for 228 people. Uh, and one of the biggest reasons is because of the microtransactions. Man, there's a lot of microtransactions.
I see.
Not just a lot, but fucking they made it to where you can pretty much buy guns and buy like boosts, but you're able to take your single player character and transfer them into multiplayer, and that's when it gets into pay to win territory, which is really fucked up.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
when you say
so
multiplayer, do you mean like the competitive?
yeah, competitive multiplayer.
Man, screw that.
Yeah, exactly. So they have this thing called ghost coins. And yeah, you could buy with these ghost coins, you could buy assault rifles, handguns. There's all these different bundles here. I'm looking at these pictures that this user on Reddit, Blink8704, posted the other day, just kind of showing off all the different microtransactions, and there's just a fuck ton. It's unreal. I mean, I understand kind of the like boost in MMOs. Like if you're playing Division and your buddy just wants to like join you or something like that, you can just like boost up to that level. But like buying the weapons and the gear, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like most microtransaction stuff. I don't like. I actually don't mind it in online multiplayer when it's like cosmetic, um, but and to a certain extent, I actually kind of do like RNG because I don't know. There's something cool about like getting a loot box and getting a really cool skin, um, and that nobody else can get
Yeah,
because
cosmetics is fine.
well, because I like that because you get like a really cool skin and then like doesn't matter if like Joe Schmo over here has like $1 million, he might not be able to get that skin and you're like yeah I'm special,
Yeah.
but that's just like a weird kind of primal instinct thing in me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so it definitely got review bombed on Metacritic, but even critic reviews, not counting the microtransactions, people are just kind of saying it's bland. Um, yeah, like you said earlier, it doesn't really know what it wants to be. To Ubisoft's credit, though, according to PCGames.com, uh, this article here by Carrie Talbot, it says since Ghost Recon Breakpoint's early access period went live, some players have raised questions about certain time-saving microtransactions that appear to have been available in the game. However, developer Ubisoft has now said that the options were included erroneously in the in-game store and have been removed, although it looks like they'll be added later on. So at least for now, Ubisoft did take the microtransactions down, or at least some of them. I'm not exactly sure how much that will impact the game, or if that if they got rid of all of the microtransactions that actually make it pay to win. But I guess at least they took them down. It's probably going to come later though,
Yeah, this
for sure.
yeah, it's all just kind of like smoke and mirrors, so they can get by from the get away from the media and all their bad publicity at this point. They'll bring it back around.
Yeah, for sure. Number two, Red Dead 2 is finally coming to PC, and this comes straight from Rockstar themselves. Quote, today we're proud to announce that Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC on November 5th, with special bonuses available to players who pre-purchase through the Rockstar Games launcher starting October 9th. Ugh,
So
Rockstar Game Launcher.
I'm on the fence about getting Red Dead 2 because I've heard very mixed things. I've heard that the its realism is kind of a mixed bag in terms of like what's fun to play and what's just there to kind of and what's kind of like annoying. Like your horse getting tired, having to feed it and brush it, make it happy, and then riding again. So I'm wondering, like, do I want to like? I don't know. I've just heard a lot of bad things in terms of how they tried to make it too realistic. And you played it,
Yeah.
so is that true?
Yeah, so um I'm honestly like this if you're going to play Red Dead 2, I would say do it more so for the single player. Like if you're really interested in Red Dead 2 coming to PC, get it for or get it for the single player. Don't get it for the multiplayer because whenever I was playing multiplayer, man, there was nothing to do. We finished all the missions in one night, and you have to. There's no fast travel, so you're like riding your horse everywhere, and you have to stop. You have to feed your horse. You have to brush your horse, and some people do like that, but to like me and my friends that were playing, it was way, 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 way too slow. So I paid $60, and I don't care about Red Dead Redemption 2 single player. I don't really care about Rockstar single player in general. I know it's good. I might play it a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I like to play like Grand Theft Auto with my friends or Red Dead 2 with my friends. So for me, I spent $60 when the game came out, and I played it like 2, 3 times.
Oh
And I
wow.
bought the digital version on PS4, and I can't return it. So just be wary. It is very, very realistic. If you're looking for like a quick game to just jump in and rootin' tootin' shooting, it's not gonna happen.
Well, I'm interested in the definitely in the single player, so I might just pick. I loved Red Dead One, so I might pick it up just to play through the single player. But it depends on what I'm doing. You know, what games are coming out around the same time. I might push it off, but we'll see.
Yeah. Number three, Fortnite faces lawsuit for being as addictive as cocaine. This comes from GameRant.com by Delaware Hussein. Quote, this week, the makers of the popular Battle Royale game Fortnite were accused of creating a game that's too addictive and has the same effects as, quote, taking cocaine, end quote, in a Canadian action lawsuit. A legal notice has been filed in Quebec on behalf of two kids who've been addicted to the game since it came out. The legal notice states that the game triggers the release of dopamine, which is a reward neurotransmitter in the brain. It's also stated that the game is designed to be addictive, and the game mechanics are designed in such a way that makes people dependent on playing. These are similar mechanics used in casinos to get gamblers hooked on slot machines, says the lawsuit. The Quebec Superior Court will decide if the class action lawsuit can even proceed, and it will take up to a year to make the decision.
Not gonna lie, that's a very interesting um, argument because to sit here and say like at first I was like, yeah, whatever. But then kind of like the more that you kind of read off the argument, I was sitting here going like, that's interesting because yeah, they do kind of like there is some kind of like thing to gambling. Obviously, people get addicted to gambling, um, but to relate it to slot machines and kind of like the same techniques that they kind of pull people in with those kind of things is
Yeah,
a very interesting argument. I don't
it's kind of true.
I don't know how much weight this is gonna have just simply because you can just sit here and say bad parenting, like yeah,
That's true.
like if your kids
Tell
are
your
on the
kids to get the
slot
fuck
machine
off.
too much, then you just take them off the fucking slot machine. And
Yeah,
or get them
that's
into
very true.
something else. Usually when kids get addicted to video games, I know because I was as a kid, um,
Same.
is because a lot of times it's like an escapism. Like you're not you have no outlet anywhere else. Like you might not have any friends in your neighborhood. You're not into any clubs, any sports, and usually that's a byproduct of your parents not being very involved or not pushing you very early on to be social. And and then you end up playing video games all the time. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing per se, but I could see how people would fall into an addiction of video games, and I don't think you can compare it to cocaine. It's more
Yeah,
it's more of a psycho
it's kind of extreme.
because being addicted to gambling and video games is a psychological addiction, and cocaine is a physiological uh, addiction, more so than
Yeah,
psychological, anyways. And you can fight psychological addictions in certain ways. So, and this is
yeah.
really just a parenting issue.
I completely agree. Um, yeah, I don't know how much weight it's gonna hold. I mean, you can't really sue casinos for being addictive, so how could you sue the game? You know what I mean? Well, I guess because it's marketed towards kids, I suppose. That kind of makes, I guess that's kind of the main reason. So,
Right, but if
but
you're gonna
I don't know.
if you're gonna sue these guys, you probably got to sue like mobile games like Clash of Clans or
Yeah, Clash of Clans, or that's what exactly what I was kind of thinking was like a lot of games do this. I know NBA, that new NBA that's coming out, had a whole bunch of stir around it because it actually has like legitimate slot machines in it, and it's still rated E for everyone,
well, I mean
and
those
that's kind
sports
of
games are
insane.
the real culprits, dude. I used to play Madden Ultimate Team. Holy
Oh
shit,
yeah,
it's addicting as
I
fuck
used
to
to play
just
FIFA
slap.
Ultimate Team.
Okay, so you understand what I'm saying? Slap down
Oh
freaking
yeah,
$50 to get like 10 packs, then you get jack shit.
yep.
And then you're like,
And then when
just
you
another
do
50
finally
bucks,
get
just
something,
another $50. Yeah,
yeah,
and you get something, dude, and you just want to, you're just fucking jizzing everywhere. You're like, I got my fucking Champ Bailey legendary.
yeah, pretty much.
Or you get those moments where they're like this one card's only gonna be available today, and so you're like, I gotta plop down $100 on like this 30 pack. You get goddamn jack shit, and you're like, well, I have to get this card now. I just spent $100 trying to get this card and got nothing. Now I gotta double down.
Yep. And with this new 2K, it's pretty much exactly like that, but the actual user interface is like a casino slot machine. So they're just kind of hitting it right on the nose there. They're
Damn, they
not
don't
even
even
trying
care,
to
dude.
hide it. Yeah, they're not even trying to hide it at all. So
They're literally giving you a mushroom slap.
pretty much. Number 4, Civilization 6 will support cross save. Psych on all platforms except PS4.
I don't care. Unless it's crossplay. I don't care unless it's crossplay.
Yeah, so this comes straight from their Twitter, where they were replying to someone where they actually said there is no crossplay multiplayer between platforms. So right there's your answer. Through cloud save, though cloud saves are supported across all versions of the game except for PlayStation 4, and they kind of go into a little bit more detail on their Twitter about like they just have to jump all through all these hoots for to get it on PS4. And I do know that like Sony has come out and said, "Hey, we're opening up the doors for crossplay lately," but yeah, it still sucks that like half these games don't support the whole cross save. Uh, even another game this brings to mind is Divinity 2. They have cross save between PC and Switch, but you can't cross save with PS4. And I play a lot of my like single player games on PS4, so like Divinity would be perfect to be playing on my PS4 Pro, and like on the nice TV, and then like be able to switch it straight over to the Switch. But it looks like it can't do that still. So Sony being Sony, man.
Yep.
Number 5. Call of Duty Mobile surpasses 35 million downloads in just 3 days. This is from GamesIndustry.biz by Hayden Taylor. Quote, Call of Duty Mobile reached the milestone faster than any other mobile first person or third person action game. Not surprising.
No, not surprising at all. Yeah, Call of Duty is its thing. It's got its audience, which is like everybody, and
Pretty much.
35 million downloads in 3 days. To be honest, that's kind of insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. But again, not surprising. So number 6, Shawn Layden will be departing.
You jumped away from that one real quick. Shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's Call of Duty, It's gonna sell no matter what. Even this newest Call of Duty with all of its controversy is gonna sell. So,
Fair enough.
um, but it is quite interesting. Even PUBG Mobile didn't sell this quick, or
How much
and
do
it
we
says
have
any
any
for third
comparisons?
first
Like, what
person.
did PUBG Mobile do? Like, what about the actual big ones, like Clash of Clans and like Candy Crush? Is there an actual
I imagine
comparison?
those do insane numbers. We might have to look that up.
Yeah, because I think that would
Uh,
be interesting
I don't
to
have that
see its
right in front of me,
comparison
but
to actual like the real juggernauts. You know,
yeah, compared to like PUBG and
I mean,
Fortnite, because
I'd
Fortnite
also
came
want to
to mobile
see
too.
I'd want to
So
see Fortnite's on mobile as well.
yeah,
Oh, I'd like to see that. I mean, I like to see PUBG as well, but Fortnite, supposed Fortnite's we know what kind of juggernaut Fortnite is. So,
yeah. But to be fair, Fortnite only came out like on the Samsung store, and there was this whole debacle where you couldn't get it on the Google Play Store.
oh really?
So yeah, maybe the first 3 days weren't as glorious as this Call of Duty's 3 days, you know?
True. Yeah, yeah. Because they're only saying
So
the first 3 days. That's a very cherry picked stat. Like, because
yeah,
maybe PUBG got to like 35 million in 7 days because of that debacle.
yeah. So number six, Shawn Layden will be departing Sony. Uh, I just blanked. Sony Online Entertainment, I guess you could say. For some reason, I don't remember what the hell SIE stands for
Me either. I have no
PlayStation.
idea. So here's what I'm gonna ask:
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Shawn Layden?
Are you serious, dude?
I am actually.
So you know the dude that like, so you know the dude that would come out on E3 on PlayStation. Did you ever watch like the PlayStation E3 press conferences?
Not really. I know. Here's the things. I know Reggie Fils-Aimé, whatever the heck his name
Yeah,
is.
so he's pretty
He's
much like
gone now,
that. He would come
but he was a
out.
boss.
Yeah,
And I know. Well, I'm forgetting now. The head of Xbox. He's
Phil
Sean.
Spencer.
Well, who?
Phil
Phil
Spencer?
Spencer. That's who it was.
Yeah,
Um,
he'd come out.
that dude's a Banff as well. I don't know who Shawn Layden is. Who's this knockoff?
So he's it's Sony Interactive Entertainment. I don't know why I like blanked on that. So he was a chairman, pretty much like those other guys were. He's pretty much the Phil Spencer. Take Phil Spencer, right?
Mm,
But PlayStation.
mm.
Yeah. So it's sad to see him go, but Sony's hiring, so if they need that position filled, I'm right here.
Why'd he leave? Did it say? Is he retiring?
No, yeah, he's just retiring.
How old is he? I bet these guys aren't that old. I bet he's like 50 at most.
Shawn Layden, we could probably find out here.
So he's legit
Let's find
retiring.
out how old he is. Yeah.
Good for that guy.
So he's leaving. Uh, he is 58, dude.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 58.
Good for him, man.
Yeah. Good for him.
Good for him. He's gonna die. He's gonna die happy playing God of War.
Yeah. But I just wanted to let everyone know, just because I grew up watching that E3 press conferences and seeing him
You
come
know
out
what
and
I don't
announce all the
understand
PlayStation games and be super stoked. So
is why don't we
what's up?
have billionaires? Like why isn't who's the dude who does Tesla? What's the dude's name?
Elon Musk,
Why has Elon Musk not bought Konami so they can bring back the horror game that e-
Silent Hill,
uh yeah, Silent Hill, man. I want to see that fucking game.
or PT,
Yeah.
I guess.
Why don't we?
But
Why
yeah,
has no billionaire sat here and said, "I want to make this happen"?
they kind of did with Resident Evil. It kind of went first person, and it kind of took a lot
No,
of
no, no,
themes
no.
from
But I'm
PT
I'm
and
talking about why have we never seen like a passion
like
project?
the actual.
Like it doesn't even
Yeah.
have to be that. Why have we never seen a billionaire?
Oh
Why
yeah.
have we never seen a
Yeah.
billionaire go and sit here and say like, "Oh, my favorite show got canceled. Let me go buy the rights and get and just make that shit just because I like it." Why have we never seen like a billionaire do anything like that?
They're too busy, man. They ain't got time for that.
It's bullshit. I feel like the chances of that happening is bullshit. There's got to be a billionaire out there who consumes some form of entertainment that got canceled,
Yeah.
and he
I
goes,
mean,
I'm a fucking
maybe.
billionaire. I could do whatever I want.
I always think that that's what I would do if I was a billionaire. You know what I mean? I would just be like, oh man,
Yeah.
I would just make like, I don't know, another
Where's
Elder Scrolls, but actually kind of make it
where's
to the style of Oblivion, because
exactly?
Oblivion was actually like good,
Heck
and
yeah.
I don't really care for the style of Skyrim. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, I wish we could go back to that like bright colors and the high fantasy-esque stuff
And
from Oblivion, and that'd be cool.
and what
Yeah.
about like or even just something obscure, maybe like your favorite anime or something like that like got canceled and you're like, I want a season 2. Like, where's my season 2? And you're like, well,
Yeah,
shoot,
that's true.
I'm just gonna plop down $1 million, make my season 2. So
Yeah. I mean, I think it costs a little bit more than 1 million, no?
I don't know. I know these guys don't get paid a whole lot, so
Yeah.
I feel like actually no, I feel like 1 million would do it. I could be wrong though. I could be way wrong.
So these last three are kind of more PlayStation news. I was kind of
Uh,
clumping through a
he's
couple
like
PlayStation
he's
news
a
sites, but
PlayStation bro, guys. So I apologize
I'm really
for
not. There really
I
isn't that
I'm
much.
a PC I'm a PC
There really
guy.
isn't that much
I'm
Xbox
a
news,
PC
man.
guy, and I slide a little bit more towards Xbox because Xbox lately has been. I previously had a lot of experience playing Xbox and Xbox Game Pass and stuff like that has been kind of really nice to PC gamers recently. PS4 is just kind of, even though I own a PS4, it's just kind of like whatever. That's my Netflix box, and I'll play Last of Us 2 when
Uh,
it comes out.
Pretty much, I play any single player games on PS4 than any multiplayer games on PC. But no, there really hasn't been a whole lot going on with Xbox. Besides, there's a Halo Reach beta going on if you have Master Chief Collection. That's really the only significant thing that I cared too much about. But I digress. Some pretty exciting news though for PS4 users out there is the new 7.0 system software update launches this week, and it comes with a new increase to party size from 8 to 16, which is fucking nuts, by the way. That's so many
Who would
people
want to be in a
in
party
one
with
party.
16 people?
16 people. I know. I have no idea. I don't even think I've ever filled it. Maybe like once or like nah. Actually, now that I think about it, when we were playing like Gears and Call of Duty, maybe you might fill it up to 8, but it's pretty rare. But 16, that's kind of crazy. I don't think I would even last 2 seconds in a party with 16 people. I'd just leave and
Yeah.
invite whoever I wanted to talk to.
Yeah, because you can't have two
Um,
conversations at once. How are you having one conversation with 16 people?
yeah, it's crazy.
Just think about that. And this is just like an
Yeah,
arbitrary number to sell to investors. Look, new feature, or just sell to people. Like those 16 people, that sounds amazing.
yeah.
No,
Um, or people like our buddy Alvin. He always has a bunch of friends that
you mean
like,
your buddy
and
Alvin?
I yeah, my buddy Alvin, I guess. He always has a bunch of people in his parties and stuff, uh but also the party network connectivity has improved, audio quality's improved. You can now get chat transcripted into English. It's US only right now.
What's that mean?
And then you can also so I believe you could like if you talk into your mic, it'll literally like put up like a chat box so people could like read your chat. You know what I mean?
Huh?
If like someone's deaf and you're like talking to them in a party, you could just turn it your voice to
But
text
but
pretty
how's
much.
the deaf person supposed to respond back?
Deaf people can talk.
No, but deaf people usually
But
can't because they've never been able to hear, so they can't form
oh
words.
yeah, I
I mean, I
mean
guess they could send them. They could type back like ugga bugga, like
yeah, that's
press
true.
these buttons to say words. But
Yeah,
I guess it
that's
makes
true.
sense. I guess they can just type back. But
Yeah, just more accessibility stuff.
okay.
And then we also have remote play to your phones. If you have an Android 5.0 or higher, you can, or any kind of tablets, you could do remote play to it straight up. I think Xbox has had that for a while. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, but that's a cool
Uh,
feature to have though on your phone.
yeah,
I just got to get a better phone
yeah,
because I got a really bad one. I got a free one.
yeah. It is pretty cool. If you have a strong enough internet connection. And then also PS Now, starting pretty much as we record this, is now only 9.99 a month. And that's kind of their subscription-based service where you can play old PS3 game. It's like Xbox Game Pass pretty much, but for PS4. And except instead of downloading the games, you're able to stream them. But you could download the PS4 games. You can't download the PS3 games. You can only stream them. but it's pretty cool. And you can get a couple blockbusters that they're introducing this blockbuster system where for 3 months they're gonna have like pretty big name titles coming to it. And so this first 3 months is GTA 5, God of War, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Infamous Second Son. So if you haven't played those games and you got $10, now's your time to get that knocked out. And I believe it's $60 a year, which is a pretty good deal. That's the price of a game, and you pretty much get all these fucking games. Uh, there's like hundreds and hundreds of games on there, so get that shit hooked up. Number 9. On top of the new update, Facebook is no longer going to be a part of the PS4.
Good.
So you can no longer, yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I don't even have a Facebook, so, but yeah, I know a lot of people like my brother. He always shares his like trophy details and stuff like that onto Facebook using the share function. But now you're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to share any gameplay or any movies like directly to Facebook. I imagine you could export them and put them on Facebook, but and then also you used to be able to find your friends on PlayStation through your Facebook account. You can't do that anymore. And same with your profile picture. It's now changed.
Well, I
So
guess is a good
that
segue
sucks for
into
them.
fuck Facebook. But I would totally delete my Facebook if it wasn't for the fact that like I guess there's two things. One, it's nice to be able to like see what other people are up to. Like old people you haven't talked to in like 10 years, and just kind of like even if they don't post that often, you still kind of like see some updates of them. When they update their Facebook profile picture and stuff. Also, I use their
Yeah.
their chatting system a lot to chat with friends. Um, Surprisingly, but no, if I had I would love to delete my Facebook. There's certain features that it has that I use because of the convenience of everyone else having it. Um, and as stupid as this may sound, because I think Instagram is owned by Facebook, I would just probably use Instagram over Facebook to post pictures. But
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't use Facebook anymore. It was just I I, I just kind of like gravitated away from it because I was like working too much at my previous job, and I hated getting on there and seeing everyone else have like a grand old time, and I was stuck at work 60 hours a week and shit, and it was awful. So I don't want to. And so after that, I pretty much was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna delete it, and I never went back. So, but that is pretty much it for the news. Besides the fact that if you are an Xbox user, go fuck yourself. But also, no, I'm just kidding. Go
wow.
play that Halo Reach Master Chief Collection beta. Check that shit out because Halo Reach is my favorite game. So if I had an Xbox One, I sure as fuck would be playing the hell out of that right now. But on to the new releases.
New releases. All right. So it's a decent list of games here. I say that, and I have no idea what any of these games are except for a couple. So we got Indivisible. Came out. Comes out October
I
8th.
heard about that.
PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Mac, and Linux.
You'd be
Across the
super interested
board.
in that one, man.
Me? Why?
It's like a yeah, it's like a platformer, but when you attack somebody, instead of like it being like an action game, when you attack somebody, it goes into like a turn-based combat. But it's kind of like when you're like running around the map, it's like 2D, like a Metroidvania. But then yeah, whenever you go into combat with
So
something,
you
you
say
hit
is
it
it
and it
is
goes
it a
into
Metroidvania or is it
turn-based.
like a Metroidvania?
It's like a Metroidvania. It's not.
So
I'm just saying like that kind of 2D side-scrolling
so it's a
platformer type
platformer.
stuff. Platformer, yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So
But like yeah, you're
just
able
to
to run
put
around and
a difference, I am not a big fan of 2D platformers.
oh, but you like turn-based games though. Turn-based
Good
combat
ones.
games.
There's a lot of crappy turn-based games out there.
This one's reviewed decently well,
All
but
right, all
you never
right.
know.
Yeah, it's made by the makers of Skullgirls, so it can't be so I can't be too harsh on it because their Skullgirls is actually good. Um,
Yeah,
so it might be worth checking out. To be honest, maker of Skullgirls, so that means like proven developers creating apparently a action or a platformer with turn-based combat. So that's actually pretty unique because I can't recall any game
yeah.
that's ever mixed
Cool
those
art
genres.
style. Yeah,
Pretty much looks like the same art style as Skullgirls. That's what it looks like to me,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
which is totally fine. But that's coming out. I'll probably take a look at it at some point. Next one is John Wick Hex coming out for PC and Mac. And did this game come out for mobile before, or am I making that up?
I don't believe so.
So John Wick
I think
Hex,
this is the first time it's out.
this looks like It's top down. Is it turn based? No.
Uh, it's some kind of, I
It's a
don't know.
fast paced,
I
action
don't really know what
oriented
it is.
strategy game. Is what it's categorized as. So
Yeah,
top down. Yeah, I'm not for
shooting
sure. To
people.
be honest, I'm not for sure what kind of because it's kind of got that XCOM kind of look to it, but I don't know if you're actually like um I don't know if it slows down time or if you just make decisions like turn based or what, but um
Yeah, her style's kind of cool. I wish we got like a legit John Wick game though, but I guess this will do for now.
this will have to do. Next one is Trine 4, The Nightmare Prince. I'm surprised PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. I'm surprised these games have made it this far to a fourth game. I've never been a
Yeah,
huge Trine guy, but I they looked good. They've always looked good. They have that co-op factor. They're beautiful games.
yeah. I always end up playing it co-op, but then we always got bored pretty quickly, and so I was never really big into
Oof,
it either. So, this, yeah, Tron 4,
just got boring.
I'm gonna have to miss that. Yeah,
I'm not a huge Trine guy, so we'll move on. Ukulele and the Impossible Lair. Now I remember being so hyped for Ukulele, the original, because I love
yeah.
3D. I love those collectathons, classic collectathons, and I'm like, oh my god, like more banjo, and it was really disappointing. But I've heard this one's like a 2D. They call it 2.5D
What?
platforming. Yeah, yeah,
That's so weird.
it has more in country with like Donkey Kong Country
Yeah,
than say like Banjo
yeah.
Kazooie, which is fine because I heard it's getting good reviews and
Oh, is it?
yeah, people like it. People say it's a
Oh, that's cool.
legitimately good game. So PAC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and I mean I probably need to take a legit look at it, maybe watch some videos, but I'm
I'm looking at the video right now, and it does look like it looks like you go from like a Zelda style gameplay to a Mario style gameplay. Like he switches back and forth,
huh.
and it's all like kind of 3D ish.
See,
But
I
yeah,
probably if I pick this game up, it'll probably be on sale because this is just, those 2D platformers are really just not my type of games.
yeah, for sure.
Next one, we have Insignificant. Insignificant is an indie action RPG featuring a tiny person trying to survive in a human sized world. I
I
don't
mean,
know
that sounds
anything
pretty
about this
cool.
game, but that sounds cool. And there's no
Yeah,
screenshots on what I'm looking, so let me let me try to search this up real quick because I really want to know what the heck this is. What's going on here?
yeah. Insignificant on Steam here. It looks like it's a first-person game, and you're like you are a tiny person, and you're like running around these like tall tufts of grass.
So what do you do? What's the
Okay.
point? What do you
Looks kind of like a botched Skyrim,
like a botched
where you're like
Skyrim?
running around. Yeah, you're like running around first person. It looks like, and just kind of doing open world type stuff.
I'll have to do some more research on this game because the concept sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
Um,
it looks very very indie.
it's an open world
Might not be
RPG
finished.
where you're 3 inches tall.
Yeah, cool, cool.
I know I got a podcast to do, but yeah, it looks very indie. Okay, yeah, you're right. It does. Holy shoot, the graphics look like plain as hell. All right,
Yeah.
all right. PC, Mac, and Linux. If I didn't already say. Um,
Yep.
Concrete Genie. This is just a PS4 game. So
That actually looks pretty cool.
really, what's it about? What are you doing?
Yeah, so like you are pretty much I don't know, what do you call them? Like taggers. You like go around spray painting,
Okay.
but you come across like this magical spray paint stuff where I think you're able to like spray paint monsters or something to life, or it's like a 3D action game. It does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got a pretty neat art style,
Yeah.
but
So,
I don't know, it looks cool. I really I can't tell from the pictures exactly what to expect from the gameplay, but
yeah.
um,
You just like spray paint stuff or onto buildings and it kind of comes to
I'll
life.
tell you what,
So,
that sounds absolutely riveting. So the next game is Crew 167: The Grand Block Odyssey, coming for PC.
Ooh.
And if this will load up because it's taking way too long. Okay, no description. Apparently we don't need one. Only a picture.
But if you're excited for Crew 187 or 167, it's out.
I gotta actually hold on. Is it out? October 9th.
Or It's coming out this week.
It's coming out. Now, I don't know what happened to my connection here, but now everything's loading real slow.
I could go ahead and continue for you if you want,
No, no, no,
unless
no,
you
no.
got
You're
it.
good. I actually just want to see what the heck this game is.
Okay.
Oh, I found the Steam page. This will tell me.
For the Crew 167.
Yeah. Crew 167 finds himself alone on a spaceship hurtling towards a destination that may be the salvation that his home world is seeking. During the isolation, his mind begins to create hallucinations to keep him entertained. Dive into the mind of the character as he tries to make sense of the world around him. Um, the screenshots. This is like a top-down game. I don't know if I like that.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't like the art style of this. October 9th, Odd Breeze. It's early access as well. Um, yeah, I don't know. Not that interested in this one, though. Had a cool premise there. I was reading it. I was like, ooh, what is this? And top down. All right, so Spirit Hunter NG coming out for Switch, PS4, and PC. A horror adventure game about a former delinquent trying to save his younger cousin by playing a twisted game with the spirit that abducted her. That's very interesting. Oh, whoa. The screenshot looks a little creepy as hell.
yeah, it looks like a visual novel to me.
Yeah, very visual novel. Yeah, this is straight up a visual novel. But it's got.
Kind of looks cool though. That art style is like really really cool.
Yeah,
So
no, it's. I have a feeling this game, they'll probably do like creepy justice, I feel like. So, if you like visual
yeah,
novels, this might be the way to go here. It came out in Vita, so this might be a re-release on like PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC.
yeah.
Next, we got Pine coming out for the PC, an open-world action-adventure simulation game. All right. Whoa, actually, it's
For those
the
who
art style and the look of the game looks very interesting to me. What kind of simulation game are we talking about here? Yeah, this art style is very like the character designs and the creature designs are very
kind of looks like Fortnite-ish, like
yeah,
cartoony.
but it looks interesting. Well, what the heck is this game? I need
I'm not. It looks like a survival game. I'm not the biggest fan of these games where you got to eat all the time,
Pine
and
game.
I got to remember to fucking feed myself
Let's see what it says
half
on
the
Steam
time.
here. An open world action adventure game set in a simulation world in which humans never reach the top of the food chain. That's interesting. You're right. That sounds like a survival game to me, and I think you might be absolutely
Yeah.
right. But it might have like a little story to it. I'm hoping it has good creature design because that's what a game like this needs. Um,
Yeah.
and it looks like it does. The creature designs are very interesting. There's like he's running with foxes. He's got these crocodile people trying to kill him, an antler person trying to kill him. All right, it's not
Yeah.
really showing me much, but this might be worth looking at because it might not be that bad. And it's a third-person game, and it looks like he's fighting like a group of like crocodile people. I'm watching some gameplay right now. I might take a look at this game because it's got some awards. 2016 winner of Unity Awards, Dutch Game Awards, Indie Prize Berlin. It says basically live in a world where things happen around you even if you're not involved.
That's pretty cool.
So it's got like an ecological system.
Yeah.
I don't know. Might be worth checking out. Obviously, I probably won't spend. I probably got to move on. I probably spent way too much time trying to look shit up about this game. So we got Val Ferris, a heavy metal space saga from the makers of Slain, Back from Hell.
Yeah, that looks awesome, dude. I don't know if you've seen a trailer for that, but there's like heavy metal playing and shit, and just gunplay everywhere, and it reminds me of like more of a Metroid type clone or Contra, I would actually more say type not clone, but you know what I mean, like gameplay style. Yes, I hear you listening to it now. It looks really really cool. It's actually a game
Yeah, it definitely has
that
a
I've had on my
Contra look
radar
to
for
it.
a while. Yeah, and it's just like heavy metal playing and shit.
So yeah,
It's pretty cool.
if you're not necessarily my type of games, but you know what? If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
Next, you got Killer Queen Black. Now, I've actually heard of this one, but I really don't know much about it. Isn't this like
Yeah.
some type of remake or new version of a game called Killer Queen?
Yeah, Killer Queen arcade game. I've seen it in like I've seen it in oh shit, where the hell was I? I was in New York City. But uh It's pretty cool. It's like a 5v5 like strategy game, and you actually required like 5 people to be sitting at the arcade. Uh, and there's only one button to play, and there was only one joystick, and you had to use like strategy, and it was pretty cool. You kind of kill each other, and
Yeah, it kind of looks like I don't want to say Smash Bros esque, but in terms of like kind of like the screen kind of staying on one level, and you're all running
yeah,
around trying to kill each other. That's very
yeah,
interesting. And I assume that's gonna have online play. Do you
yeah.
have to
I would
have
assume
five
so.
people?
As far as I know,
Well, if this game has like matchmaking, it could be a fun game to pick up actually.
yeah,
Maybe we should try it out. I don't know how much it is, but it might be one worth checking out.
yeah, for sure.
Frostpunk is being released on PS4 and Xbox One, which was previously a PC release.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you know about? You're familiar with Frostpunk?
No, not really. I've never really liked those kind of XCOM type like strategy
I
games.
don't
So,
think it's an XCOM strategy game. It's more of like a tower defense, right? Like
is
a
it not?
let me
I always thought that was, but oh, maybe you're right. Maybe you're
let
right.
me double check because it's more
Actually,
like you're building up a city and tower defensing it. Is my understanding.
I might be thinking about a different game, but yeah.
So kind of like a
Oh, I mean, I guess that's pretty cool.
no, yeah. So it had this very cool aesthetic to it. I could be wrong about the tower defense thing. Yeah, it is your duty to manage both its citizens and infrastructure. What decisions will you make to ensure your society's survival? What will you do when you push the breaking point? What will become in the process? So I don't know. Maybe that tower defense thing. It wasn't a very so. It's a survival strategy game where you're building up a town.
Yeah,
So, boom, bada bing. There you go.
good, good.
Next we got, for the last one is Grid. Coming out for
Grid.
PC. Wait, hasn't this game been out like before? Like are they? I think they're redoing it actually. I think 2019 reboot of Codemasters Grid series, built for the eighth generation of video game consoles. So
Whoa,
it's a remake or reboot rather of Grid,
cool, cool.
which I'm sure it's a pretty solid game.
Yeah, if they're rebooting it. Not too big into racers either, so.
Yeah, yeah, me neither. I'm not a car guy, so
Yep.
and that's it.
All right, sounds good. So, last thing, our clickbait article. This isn't as much of hey, don't click on this. It was just kind of interesting, and maybe it'll bring us some discussion. And again, we're talking about. I mean, we do have some D&D coming to this channel and stuff like that. So I noticed that this whole debacle was going on in the D&D community, specifically with Critical Role. Um, so Critical Role recently played. I don't know if you've seen this Wendy's um, RPG that came out. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
So Wendy's came out with
no,
this tabletop RPG
I was
game,
thinking of
kind of like how
KFC.
KFC, yeah, see KFC came out with their visual novel type game, and so Wendy's came out with a pretty legitimate uh tabletop RPG that's like if you download the PDF, it's like close to 100 pages long. Like it's
Oh,
a legitimate ass
I had a
tabletop game
coworker
by
literally tell me
Wendy's.
about this a week ago. Now I remember.
Yeah, so this article says, should the Wendy's Critical Role partnership bite the big one? Quote, the fair food program, or actually, I should probably get into. So, Critical Role played um, this new Wendy's tabletop game, and they got a bunch of shit for it. And because Wendy's has been in the news for their like fucking tomatoes, pretty much being outsourced to Mexico or some shit. So, let me go ahead and read this. The Fair Food Program is a treaty from America's big fast food chains, promising to source all their ingredients from farms and factories that pay workers equally. Wendy's is the only one of the lot to refuse the agreement. Indeed, as LE Magazine reports, Wendy's instead ended a contract with a Florida AG center in favor of outsourcing tomato supplies from Mexico. Conditions at these AG centers are full of allegations of abuse, sexual misconduct, and of course, pay. End quote. So, Critical Role, they had a little stream and a video where they decided to play the Wendy's tabletop game, and of course it was sponsored by Wendy's, and a lot of people had a big problem with that because Wendy's has been under fire lately for this whole tomato debacle. Um, but what do you think of not so much the tomatoes, but just these like fast food companies coming up with these like ways to reach out to, I guess, nerds.
I love it,
Because
dude. It's good
KFC with
marketing.
their yeah, KFC with their visual novel, and Wendy's with this.
As long as,
Um,
especially when it's free. I mean, Burger King had their little games that came out, and those were actually kind of fun too. So
I actually agree with you on that. I really liked Sneak King.
actually,
That was a ton of
the only
fun.
one I played was the racer one, and I played that game way too much.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's pretty cool as well, especially and kind of going back to like Critical Role. I think it's just kind of shitty that people are like shitting on them and like saying boycott. And I saw this one guy on Twitter say that he was gonna just quit playing D&D altogether because of this shit because Critical Role for some reason played this Wendy's tabletop game because it went with like stuff they didn't agree with.
That's
Um,
extreme though, because you could most of these
yeah,
companies do bad stuff. I mean, I agree. You should vote with your dollar, but eh, this is such a good
aren't
ad
they also
campaign,
watching
man.
on Twitch? Like, how controversial is Amazon? You know, they're always like being blamed for like destroying the Earth and shit, and yet they watch on Twitch. They watch Critical Role on Twitch, and they also own like the D&D Beyond stuff. You sign in with Twitch. I mean, I guess they don't own it, but they have a partnership with that. So they always are promoting. What about Wizards of the Coast? So
Right.
I don't know. I think it's kind of shitty to shit on these on Critical Role for kind of doing this little
No,
fun
you
promotion. It's supposed to
definitely
be like a
shouldn't.
fun
You
thing,
should be shitting on
and
Wendy's, not Critical Role.
yeah, for playing
Don't
their
buy
little
from
game.
Wendy's,
But
and you're good.
yeah, um, but they did kind of back down. Matt Mercer, who is the DM for Critical Role, he actually said this. You don't often see the ramifications of your actions until it's done. What we have always done and will continue to do is listen and learn from you, the critters, and make amends the best we can, and we will. And since then, they have decided to take all the proceedings that they got from that game and donate it to like Farm Worker Justice, which is some program, some just, like justice program thing.
There you go.
So yeah, so they did backpedal on that a little bit, but I still think it was kind of bullshit that everyone was legit freaking out. And I'm a pretty big fan of Critical Role, so I was seeing this all play out on Twitter, and that's why I decided to bring it up here because I was just like, Jesus, people are fucking nuts about tomatoes. I mean, yeah, all that sucks, but yeah, you shouldn't really shit on Critical Role for just doing their shit. They got to make money too, so they're doing all these promotions, and I think it's
Yeah,
cool
and it's
that
something
these
that's
game
cool and unique.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's actually really cool that these companies are doing, even though it's kind of like, I don't know, selloutish, I suppose, but they are coming out with pretty good games. I mean, that KFC game apparently is really good, has like multiple endings and shit. So, yep. And
Which
then this is a pretty legit
we
game.
need to get. We
What are
need
you
we
talking
need to pressure Mike into playing that KFC game, like he said he was gonna.
about? No, for real. He really should. It'd be hilarious. But yeah, so that is the end of that. Thank you all for listening to Crouched On Podcast. We are signing off.
See
See ya.
ya.